Okay, social stage of development of 3 and 4-year-olds. Socially, they are typically very self-centered. And also, due to their limited vocabulary, the common form of communication is mainly physical. So, you're going to get them to mock each other, such as falling when their classmates fall. That's why when you have a bunch of kids in class and when you kick and one falls, next thing you know, they all fall. We do the pad roll where we take off the cushion of the Wave Master, and we have races where they roll the pad across the mat, and one flipped over one time, and next thing you know, all the other kids purposely flipped over and mocked each other. So they like to mock each other. Then, when he's watching a superhero movie on his iPad or on TV, I know it's coming. It's coming in the next 5 minutes. He's going to jump up. He's going to jump off the couch. And he's going to go ha and mock them. That's his social stage of development. Physically touching other people to show excitement. So when Van loves me, he comes over and hits me. And when he doesn't like me, he comes over and hits me. That's their stage of development. So physically touching each other when they're angry. The story I always tell, when little Olivia raised her hand and goes, "Master Melody, Marco hit me." And Marco looked at her, hit her, and said, "No, I didn't." That's their stage of development. And you can calibrate how much they don't like you, okay? Or how mad they are when they physically touch you. If they kick you, kind of mad at you. If they punch you, they're mad at you. But if they bite you, you ticked them off. Had it happen one time in class where a parent came up to me and was like, "I need you to talk to," I can't remember which kid it was. "I need to talk to you to talk to little Johnny." And I was like, "Why?" "Johnny bit a kid really bad at school." And I was like, "What did the other kid do?" I was like, I wasn't expecting you to ask about the other kid. I was like, "Let's find out." So I asked Johnny, "What happened?" He goes, "He threw my backpack on the floor and stepped on my backpack and squished my sandwich." And I was like, "Kid had it coming." The choice to bite was the wrong choice, but the expression of being upset was part of his stage of development. He was so upset, he physically bit you. So if you get bitten, you probably had it coming. Just kidding. But that's their social stage of development. So here are things that you want to expect. Showing restraint when others are being silly, showing respect for others' personal space, and using words to trigger, using their words to express their anger. Okay? Because 3 and 4-year-olds, as I mentioned, you know, they've only had 3 or 4 years of English. So I do the sandbox story, right? So it's not like Hunter and I are in a 3 and 4-year-old class and we sit down with each other and I say, "Hey Hunter, how was your day?" And Hunter goes, "Oh, my day was great. How was your day, Master Melody?" I say, "Well, my day was good, but I went to the park with my mom. We played in the sandbox. I got sand in my shoes, and when I got home, I took off my shoes in my bedroom and got sand all over the floor. My mom came in and got angry at me." Right? So we're not having those types of conversations with each other. So a lot of the way that we socially communicate is through physical touch. "Hey, how are you?" Elbowing each other, stepping on each other's toes, grabbing onto each other, right? You ever had that happen in 3 and 4-year-old class? They're very touchy with each other because that's their social stage of development. We can expect it in 3 and 4-year-old class. After we do the warm-up, we give them a water break, they come back, they're bumping into each other and they're not nudging each other because that's their social stage of development. It's expected. So when mom says, "My son is very touchy, he's always grabbing onto me, always holding on, always squeezing really hard," that's his social stage of development. It's expected. It helps you understand how to compartmentalize the different experiences that are happening in class and identify where their strengths are and also where their weaknesses are. My son, physically a beast when it comes to jumping and so forth because he jumps off the couch all the time. Intellectually, wicked smart. He and I have conversations that drive Jill crazy all the time because I'm always trying to test his intellectual stage of development. Emotionally and socially, not so much. Emotionally, he processes information too much, so he gives himself a lot of anxiety. Usually if you're high on the intellectual stage of development, your emotional stage of development is on the other scale because you overprocess everything. You have excessive fear and anxieties. And because of that, his social stage of development, he's got to warm up to you before he's going to hang out with you. And you'll see that when he comes in today. When Grandma drops him off, he's going to be hiding and hugging. He's not really going to make eye contact. That's his social stage of development. Does that make sense? Yes.